This video will blow your mind. My goodness, the plot is like a roller coaster. This old geezer actually made a move. Little Black found a letter that said, "My time is short," and decided to do something drastic on this. He decided to poison himself and casually noted he'd called the cops, wanting to take the old bank down with him. Better hurry up, otherwise no one would be leaving anytime soon, rendering that check worthless. Everyone rushed to clear the scene. They made their escape through the back door, just about to drive off when Little Black felt something was off and turned back. Sure enough, Lubo and that $500 million check had vanished. They rushed to the airport, but by the time they got there, it was too late. Lubo had boarded the plane and cheekily waved goodbye. Now Little Black and the crew were left in the dust. One con artist outsmarted 5. Lubo taught them a lesson they wouldn't forget, and this kind of education doesn't come cheap. Lubo and that $500 million check vanished without a trace. Subtitles: Lubo and that $500 million check have vanished completely. How truly mysterious. Lubo and that $500 million check poof. Gone without a trace. Subtitles: Lubo and that $500 million check have truly vanished without a trace. Tell the shop owner we'll come back later. They saw the duck flying away and said, "Your wife seems to really like this necklace." Little Black saw his chance and said he'd take it for her to try it on, handing the handbag to the shop owner. The shop owner's eyes lit up with a plan. He thought, "You think you're getting away?" But Little Black strutted out with the necklace. The shop owner and clerk were baffled, not knowing what this rich guy was up to. They curiously opened the handbag to find 2 bricks and a note. Subtitles: Return dog to a pet shop. Oh no. A year wasted. They're top swindlers driving fens wild. Flying bandits, and now the gang needed to raise 10 million. Crafting a perfect plan, all of this for revenge on Little May. On this day in Vegas, Little May met her ex-boyfriend, a jerk, who deceived her emotionally and stole all her money 5 years ago. Unexpectedly, he dared to show up, taking us flying bandits for weaklings. As captain, Little Black chose to meet this foe. But that dude excelled at poker, nearly always winning, so they had to come up with a foolproof plan. As team leader, Old White approached the target while Denny waited to join, acting hip and cool. He told Old White not to miss tomorrow's bet and left. Loser inquired about it. Old White said it was $1 million gamble. That fool wanted in, asked if he was interested. Can you imagine? Together we'd dominate. But Keysang Bear showed no interest. Old White handed him a card, saying, "Call anytime if you change your mind." Alas, no luck. Next up, it was Little May's turn. "Oh look, this your old pal. Are you here?" "No way, she's definitely around." Tension was in the air during their confrontation. Little Black sneered at the loser. He told the loser he had no chance and whisked Little May away, leaving him fuming. Outside, he happened upon Little Black and Little May in a spat. It looked like this was his shot. He followed Little May to her apartment, dreaming of rekindling love. Upon entering, he said, "It's my fault. If it weren't for all the debts I owed, I'd never have left you quietly." With all those sweet nothings, Little May seemed slightly swayed. To save face, the next day, the loser sought out Little Black and invited him to join a mega gambler party. "Yeah, right, like head," but the loser smirked. "Little May didn't answer your call last night because I was at her apartment," causing Little Black to turn as red as a tomato. He declared, "Whoever doesn't go is a grandson." Soon, Old White got a call from Sing Bell about tonight's gambling. Looks like the fish finally bit, but right before the match began, Little May secretly sought out the loser to warn him, "Don't go tonight, you'll regret it." But the loser was full of himself, claiming he'd honed his skills during his absence and could take anyone on like candy. Little did he know this bravado would cost him dearly as the high-stakes gamble began. As planned, they executed their ruse, sending 2 unsuspecting bystanders packing. Then it turned into a 3-on-1. Old White suggested a break, while Little May urged the loser to back off. "Those guys are all in cahoots. If you keep going, you'll be broke." But the loser was cocky and insisted he wouldn't back down this time. To no one's surprise, the loser swept the table, emerging as the champion. Little Black couldn't believe how badly he lost. As he left, he beckoned Little May to join him, and shockingly, she didn't refuse. Little Black ended up empty-handed. What a total loss. Little May hopped into a cab with the loser, only to open the money box on the way back and freak out. Aside from the top bills, the rest were realizing he'd been conned. The loser bolted over to Little Black's place just as he returned home. He stormed in, grabbing Little Black, while Little May said, "Let's just part ways nicely, hand over the real cash." The loser gloatingly proclaimed, "I not only won your cash but also your girl." Hearing this, Little Black looked like he'd lost his mind. No matter how the loser spun his tale, the furious woman was having none of it. She said if you truly cared about me, then toss that money. The loser instantly morphed into a logic fool and chucked bundles of cash into the river only to be caught red-handed. That sash you threw was fake. She snapped back. Looks like you're still not sincere. Let's not meet again. The loser felt the heat. Offering a stack of cash as compensation, Little May scoffed, "Go away."